Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a water main break forced restaurants to resort to bottled water and canned soda in Hazard.
And in Martin County, as a way to move past recent issues, Martin County's water district will soon be under new management.
Plus, Perry County received a $241,000 grant for recycling, and now the time to implement a plan is here.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:01. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
Thank you for tuning into Mountain News this morning on this Friday Eve. And Madison, it's almost the weekend.
It is. It's so close. Like last week when you were here, me and Brandon were like, oh my gosh, it's like so close we can touch it.
It's almost right there. Speaking of so close you can almost touch it, Brandon's here. And Brandon, while it's a nice morning, it's all going to come crashing down as we inch closer and closer to the weekend. People need to start planning their things to do this weekend inside.
Yep, exactly, because we're going to see those rain chances. But for Friday night football, you may be okay. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Current conditions outside the WYMT studios. Quiet so far this morning. A little bit of patchy fog across parts of the area. Also seeing that cloud cover still hanging tough. 39 in Irvin, Pikeville as well. 36 in Harlan. 38 in London, but some 40s. Now, Monticello's dropped a few degrees already. 41. They were at 44 just a minute or two ago, and 41 also in Logan. EmojiCast today okay, just mainly cloudy, warmer, some scattered shower chances later. Cold front tomorrow, it's going to bring soggy conditions, and guess what, that continues into the first part of the weekend. But as we look at the big picture behind that front, we are going to see some much cooler temperatures. I'll talk more about that and give you a sneak peek at the weekend coming up here in just a little bit. Will?
All righty, Brandon. Thank you, sir. Well, in Hazard, a water main break forced restaurants to resort to bottled water and canned soda to be able to give their customers a drink. And while this has become a practice they have to perform more often than not, they say more than anything, it's just a hassle to go out and buy the soda, ice, and water.
The hassle is having to physically go and pick up the 20 bags of 10-pound ice or whatever it could be, or buying cases of pop.
City officials we talked with yesterday say that if tests come back clean that they have sent off, they should be able to return water that does not need to be boiled as early as 5:30 this evening.
And as a way to move past recent issues, Martin County's water district will soon be under new management.
The announcement was made yesterday in Martin County in the fiscal courtroom.
WYMT's Buddy Forbes was there as concerned community members gathered to hear the news.
Years of treading water.
I mean, I've been in this fight since 2000. And so I've been trying to get the citizens' voices heard, saying there's something wrong with our water, we don't trust our water.
Culminated Wednesday with Martin County officials announcing a partnership to improve the county's water district.
I feel like that this is a possibility for making things better.
Alliance Water Resources signed a contract to take over the management of the water operations in the county.
It is exactly what we need. We have all the pieces in place to take the next step. We need the structure. They're going to provide the structure.
This comes on the heels of an order from the Public Service Commission that asked the county to seek outside help. Board Chairman Jimmy Kerr says the district has found an experienced group.
It's similar in that there's problems to be fixed, and I have a high level of confidence because we have a good track record, so I have a high level of confidence we'll be able to put those programs in place over the next couple of years.
The new management will be covered by a $3.16 rate increase, which those involved say is less than they expected and could prove to be worth the investment.
Like I said, we're cautiously optimistic. I mean, we'll work through it, see what happens once they get in here and start running the system.
If it keeps the citizens above water. In Martin County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The exact details of the contract are not public at this time, but the partnership will begin in January. Those involved say it will not be an overnight fix.
Well, last year it was Lieutenant Colonel Amy McGrath challenging Republican incumbent Andy Barr for the 6th congressional seat. This time around, it is Democrat Josh Hicks. Hicks is a U.S. Marine and former police officer and lawyer. And now he says he's ready to stand up for people who are like him. The Democratic hopeful says he will not nationalize his campaign and intends to stick to issues that impact Kentucky families on a daily basis.
When you've come up and had to kind of scratch and claw your way to something then you always keep that struggle in mind. And it makes you very firm and rooted in the communities you came from.
We did reach out to Congressman Barr. In a statement, his campaign said Josh Hicks aligns himself with the views of socialists like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who seek only to tear the country apart with politics of envy, the divisive rhetoric of class warfare, and the destructive desire to punish success.
And Attorney General-elect Daniel Cameron continues to build his office. He announced yesterday that Attorney Steve Pitt will serve as counsel and special advisor to the Attorney General. Pitt has nearly 50 years of legal experience, and since 2015, he has served as general counsel to Governor Matt Bevin.
Well, Perry County received a $241,000 grant for recycling, and now the time to implement that plan has arrived.
A recycling bin was delivered to all 11 schools in Perry County this past weekend.
WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked to some who say this is only the beginning.
Although recycling is not a new idea, the recycling bins at Perry County schools are.
This is a huge step in the right direction for some of you, because we do have a lot of passionate students who have pushed for this for a long time.
One of those students is Carly Watts. You may remember she approached city commissioners back in September, saying if kids had the chance to recycle, they would.
This can be recycled in plastics and cardboard. A lot of teachers here have cardboard.
More than 91% of trash is not being recycled, but with these bins, that can change.
First, we use it as an educational moment, but two, we use it as a community.
I have a water bottle.
Should you throw it away?
No, it should be recycled.
I've already seen people from like these houses recycling here too, so it really is amazing how quickly change can be.
An idea that will not only better schools in Perry County, but the community too.
And once the students, get used to collecting recyclables at home, we expect it to pick up greatly. It's really the perfect timing, because they're wanting to get involved and they're wanting to help the planet.
An effort that takes one small change to make a greater impact. In Hazard, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
With this grant, Perry County also received a larger baler, which allows them to compact and transport more waste at one time.
And the University of Virginia's College at Wise has announced a new program that will allow some students to earn a bachelor's degree without paying tuition or fees. The new UVA Wise Within Reach program will pay tuition and fees for students whose families earn $40,000 or less. Starting in the fall of 2020, the program will be available to full-time degree-seeking students from Virginia who are eligible to receive in-state tuition. For more information on how to apply for the new program, visit our website at WYMT.com.
The birthplace of KFC's original recipe is getting its first renovation in 3 decades. Sanders Cafe in Corbin will remain open during the makeover. Construction will begin this week to update the building, add new memorabilia, and expand the dining area. Newly released renderings show the finished product. The original dining room will remain intact. The transformation is expected to take more than 9 months.
And a warning for drivers this time of year, watch out for deer on the roads. State police say collisions involving deer are on the rise, and each year there are around 3,000. Half of those happen in the months of October, November, and December. And while hunting may seem to contribute, officials say these collisions coincide more with deer mating season, when does and bucks are more active trying to find a partner. Unfortunately for drivers, this movement typically peaks during your morning and evening commute.
Now, as deer hunting season begins in Wisconsin, one food bank wants to remind hunters about a program where you can donate meat to those in need. Feed My People Food Bank says meat is one of the most expensive products for low-income families, making venison very desirable. When folks take their deer to a processing facility, they need to specify they want to participate in the deer donation program. You can even specify where you would like it to be donated. After that, the deer is tested for CWD, and once results come back, the processed deer is sent to the food bank. Feed My People says while donations fluctuate each year, the support of the community is overwhelming.
Well, little bit of patchy fog this morning. Visibility sensor is not showing it too much right now, but it's out there, so be careful. Clouds are still around. They tried to break a little bit overnight, but did not have a whole lot of luck there, so we're going to continue to see that dreary trend into this morning. 32 Jonesville, 41 in Logan, Monticello, and 40 in Prestonsburg and in Jackson, 41 also in Moorhead. That's kind of your range this morning. Most of us there in the mid to upper 30s. I just saw as that passed by. Williamsburg, rather, is at 43. 61 today, and we'll see those scattered chances for rain pickup as we head deeper into the afternoon. A sneak peek at the weekend. Saturday looking pretty soggy, and Sunday morning we could have some rain chances before things start to clear out by the afternoon. Guys.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning.
More news is on the way. Well, coming up, truck drivers continue to struggle to find a place to park overnight. We'll have details on that straight ahead.